Hey there, Brian Hutchison, Global Career Guy, back with episode 77. If you want to see other episodes, visit my YouTube channel, Global Career Guy. I am here with
Levy, Manhattan College,
and we are in the Boogie Down Bronx. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Right,
yes,
and so technically, since you are the godfather of hip hop counseling, does that make you a grandmaster?
Grandmaster Flash. Maybe it might. It very much might. We are in the Bronx. You know, it's dope to be able to do the work like in the birthplace. I'll say that much.
So I'm visiting Ian today. We're talking about creating career counseling courses and doing a little work around that. He infuses hip hop education in almost all of the work he does. And I just became fascinated with your work. I'm guessing a lot of people looking at this from all over the world have no idea what we're talking about. So what just happened? And my phone just sort of gave us an interruption. We'll see if that shows up.
Yeah.
Tell me about hip hop counseling.
Man, so hip hop counseling is really sort of an approach to counseling that really looks to sort of like decolonize a lot of the traditional approaches to counseling that are rooted in like white Western cultural norms, devoid of youth culture, and really just diversity generally. And so how can we use the process of writing, recording, and performing hip hop music as a vehicle to process difficult thoughts and feelings and ultimately heal?
Yeah. And what really connected with me about it is how you've tied it to existing counseling theory, particularly humanistic theory, and sort of you hold me accountable to these ideas if I want to work with youth.
Yes, absolutely. And so one of the cool things about the approach that I'm sort of pushing, which I call hip hop and spoken word therapy, is to root it in a sort of a series of evidence-based theories to elevate those theories. Not because like CBT is like this amazing thing, but because actually CBT lacks a lot that hip hop has that can make CBT better. And so my sort of approach is thinking about ways that we can engage in cognitive restructuring through rewriting lyrics to make sure that they more accurately reflect our thoughts and feelings.
Yeah. And talk about person-centered or humanistic approaches. How does it connect with that?
Yeah, for sure. So for humanistic approaches, right, when we think about just being able to sort of be congruent or be authentic within sessions, I mean, hip hop has a ton of rules for what it means to be authentic, and really is very good at holding folks accountable, right? Like if you're an individual who identifies as hip hop culture and you're interacting with an individual who you feel is not being themselves, you're either not gonna rock with them or you're gonna like call them out on it and force them to be themselves. And so it's a lot of different ways in which hip hop aligns with humanistic approaches, but generally speaking, this idea of authenticity is really pure within hip hop spaces and humanistic spaces.
Yep. And so I, as a person who may not be confident or comfortable with this idea of hip hop, maybe I know a little bit, maybe I know nothing. How do you think about making this approachable to counselors, coaches, people that would benefit from using this approach with youth?
Super simple starting point. Ask young people what they're listening to. And then when they play their music for you, or if they share their own lyrics with you, engage in the same active listening skills you have to identify underlying emotions, underlying thoughts, develop follow-up questions for them. Use the material that they bring to you as the vehicle through which you engage in traditional talk therapy approaches. However, start with things that are really, really real for them. And that could be sharing music, their own, or music that they like.
Yeah. And if I may share, like one of the reasons this resonated with me so much is I had a adolescent client many years ago, and I was stuck with this client. I didn't feel like I was being helpful, and I asked them to show me a music video on the computer in my office because the school had locked down the internet. And as soon as we started talking about that music, it wasn't hip hop, but it really clued me into some identity issues and some developmental issues that the student was going through. And it moved our counseling forward in such a dynamic way. So I'm committed to learning more about this. This guy is on fire. In fact, we are standing in front of his research board. This guy has like 50,000 publications on hip hop counseling in the process of coming out. He's done some amazing work and some amazing research. And if you ever want to talk to Ian Levy, just hit me up at globalcareerguy@gmail.com and I'll make sure that he gets forwarded to your message. Thanks so much for doing this, man.
Yeah, hey, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Until next time, Global Career Guy signing off.